Welcome to the Salt Strong Fishing Podcast. Salt Strong has been helping saltwater anglers catch more fish in less time for 10 years and is now the largest and most trusted saltwater fishing community in America. If you want to catch more saltwater fish, then keep listening. If you want to speed up your fish catching results even faster, then join the private insider community at saltstrong.com. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
The future of Salt Strong 2030. Hey everybody, Joe Simons, like diamonds.
Hey, and Luke Simons.
Like diamonds. Luke still got his long hair. I finally cut mine. It had been many, many months. If you guys are watching, you can see that it's funny. My kids, they were making fun of me at the dinner table. They were calling me Pippy Joe Longstocking. One day, I know, pretty funny. And the next day, I get it cut and I had it kind of like wet down. And Shauna's like, Dad, you look like Ellen. I was like, Ellen DeGeneres? I can't win. Can't win with kids.
Tough crowd over there.
Real tough crowd. Let's talk about Salt Strong. So you may or may not have heard that we did sell the company. It has been acquired. It is not a merger. It is not some private equity group coming in and changing. That's what we want to address on here, why this is really, really exciting for everyone. And let's talk about those criteria, right, Luke? We had three things that were our filters. And just so you guys know, we have been approached by countless companies. And I think anytime you get to the size that we are, where, you can just do the math, we have 60,000 plus members, all paying on average 100 or more every year to be a member. We sell many, many millions of dollars every year of fishing tackle. And once you start hitting those kind of numbers, you get approached by all kinds of groups. And most of them are private equity in general. And what that means, those are people who are, I even say they've got a ton of money. They're using other people's money. They're looking for either a write-off on something else, or they're looking on something that they can just kind of gut and flip. But in general, it's hold on to it for a short amount of time, put a bunch of cash into it and grow it, and then flip it and turn around and sell it. And we did not want that. And we've rejected every single one that has even approached us. The group that approached us is not a merger and acquisition. It's not a merger of two brands. It is not a private equity group. It's not venture capital group. It was a family office. We're not allowed to share the details for a couple different reasons, but it is a family office of someone who doesn't traditionally sell anything. They hold on to some of their things for now 30 plus years. They are current insider members. So they're actually insider members before they saw our numbers. So that part's exciting too, meaning they were already sold on what we're doing. And I think as I've told people that, like, oh man, that makes me feel a whole lot better. Yes, so the owners are in their community, whether you know them or not. They've been in there. They absolutely are blown away and love what we're doing. They're using our products. Like they're massive fans and they don't want anything to change. So let's go over those kind of three criteria before we talk about the future of where we're going next with all this and ultimately why they bought us.
Yeah. And I'll just start too. Like this wasn't like a needed a transaction. Like everything was going fine. Everything's actually going great. We're having a really good,
having our best year ever.
Really awesome year. And we've just always had this criteria in our minds. Like if we found this fit, then we would be willing to consider selling. And this ended up being just such the perfect fit where we decided, okay, it's time. We finally found that perfect match. So number one criteria, by far most important, is this has to be better for members, right? This whole thing started from the membership. It's grown from the membership. That's always been our core focus. Even for the last 10 years, every time any sort of opportunities come up, is this going to help members? Is this going to help us attract new members or at least help our current members out? And so this passed with flying colors as far as being better for current members, as well as being better for future members that might want to join later. Because now, instead of having discounts on just our tackle, which is 630 SKUs plus or minus, and now our members, also our members, get access to this other group's platform that has over 100,000 SKUs. So it is a giant bonus, and that's not just for fishing; it's really for all outdoors: hunting, camping, freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing. So yeah,
dart guns, ammo, shotguns, all your hunting equipment. I mean, it's everything. And that's just one of the pieces.
So just one of that's a big perk, but just one. And so yeah, like everything about it is going to help our current members just benefit, just save more money, and we'll have just more backing where we can make this app platform just much better, faster, and just overall better new features. So have some deeper pockets.
Yeah. A guy commented on the post and he was kind of poo-pooing the whole thing, just super negative, which I don't get. So I said, hey, Roger, please help me understand your comment. I said, there are 0 changes to Salt Strong leadership. So I'm still running it. So was Luke. They're like, we're not doing a deal without you. This actually happened quite a few weeks ago, and we made the announcement here more recently. They don't come to our meetings. They don't want to. We have a big leadership meeting, an all-day event. They don't want to come. They're like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like we just want to help you guys when you need it. So call us when you need some money or you need more customer support or whatever you guys want. Just let us know and we'll help you. It really is like that, and a lot of people don't believe that because that's not a traditional way it happens. And this is why this is quite a special deal. So I said, there's 0 changes to Salt Strong leadership. There's 0 changes to Salt Strong customer service, which everyone loves. There are 0 changes to any of our staff. The entire staff got a new job and they all took it. There are 0 changes to our community. There are only improvements to the benefits you receive, including a free $60 membership to Sportsman's Guide to start, with more coming. And your cost is not going up a penny. What did I miss that you would say I'm out and I'm negative? I literally just don't get how some people can even live with that mindset of the world's falling, the glass half empty. I mean, there's literally not a single negative thing we could find. So that was number 1. Number 2 is our teammates, right? We don't have a club without awesome members. So the members have to be happy and excited for this. So number 2 is teammates, right? Same deal. Luke and I can't do all this stuff by ourselves. We have to have happy teammates and we want their families to be happy. And this was a huge win for them. It is a bigger company. The Crescera, who we'll talk about in a little bit, they're doing over $300 million a year of revenue. So it's a very sizable company. And because of that, and because of who owns them, which is even way bigger than that, they have a lot of great benefits. I mean, they have an amazing 401k. My wife works in the medical field in a big hospital. And I mean, honestly, their benefits are better than hers is in the medical field. I mean, it's amazing, the matching 401ks and the opportunity for growth, which is why 100% of all the teammates were like, heck yeah, I'm in. This is a no-brainer. This is way better for us. So anyhow, that's number 2, that it was better for everyone. And number 3, that it doesn't change our mission, our vision, our culture, that it is the same stuff. Luke and I still doing the podcast and doing Unchurched and literally being ourselves. And that was critical to it. And they're like, why would we want to change that? We're sold on you guys. We don't want to mess anything up. We just want to enhance it and grow it. And then the kind of that final piece was that it would never be a private equity or like a venture capital group. And obviously it's not. So, we found a fair number, and Luke and I signed a long-term contract to stick around and run the company, that we are still the leadership. Our leadership has not changed. There's no new board. A lot of people are like, oh, you guys, now I got to report to the big board and the board's going to take over. Like, no, they literally want to be hands off and just want to enhance what we're doing. So we'll talk about in just a second, like the plan, because there was a very strategic reason on why they wanted us. There's a couple of them. We'll talk about that in a second. First, we'll talk about them. So Crescera Brands is the main kind of holding company, and they own Sportsman's Guide, which is probably the name that maybe you guys have heard. I saw some people in the comments saying that, hey, I'm already a Sportsman's Guide member. I love it. They've been around for 40 years, and it is a buyer's club similar to ours, meaning there's a chance to get discounts on all the stuff from hunting and, guns and ammo and archery and camping and fishing is another big one they have. And Luke, any comments on that?
Yeah, it's at sportsmansguide.com. I know it actually turns out a lot of our members are members over there too, because there's just big savings. So it's $50 something a year, and you get discounts like 10%, and ammo is a little bit less, but you get some significant savings on, as I mentioned before, like 100,000 plus SKUs compared to our tackle store, which is at the time 630. But it is a giant boost on potential savings that you can have if you're into fishing. And most fishermen do camping and or hunting. So it significantly increases the cost savings.
Yep. And so they also own the Golf Warehouse, a company that's been around for a long time, does, I think, probably one of the biggest online retailers of golf equipment, including, even the really high-end clubs. So they own the Golf Warehouse, and they also own Baseball Savings and Softball Savings, and then now Salt Strong. And obviously, they want to grow kind of their portfolio, if you will, even though it is ultimately, owned by a larger company that traditionally does not sell stuff. But they saw Salt Strong as a couple fits. One, they want more saltwater fishing, and they love the equipment that we've made through Fish Strong, and just want to enhance that. So they want to keep growing on that big time. But more importantly is they love the community. So one thing that they don't have, just because it's been around 40 years and it's kind of been just this, slow growing large company that hasn't really adopted to today's online technology, I will say. And not to say they don't have some cool tech, but in terms of like the social media side of it and the online community side of it and the content creation, I mean, we're a way smaller company than 300 million, as you probably know. And we crank out 1,000 times more content than they do. I mean, if you look at our YouTube channel and Instagram and Facebook with just a handful of people and a couple of partners, we're doing a lot of content. And so they saw that and like, well, man, if we could get Joe and Luke and their team to start creating some of that content, not just for saltwater, but to kind of copy and paste them. And not to say it's going to be us doing all of it in freshwater or hunting, but to kind of take their same model, right, and the things that have worked, and let's start copying and paste that into bass fishing, right, freshwater fishing. Let's start doing it into hunting, right, everything from whitetail deer to going elk hunting with a bow and arrow. I mean, all the things you can imagine that they sell, they're like, man, it'd be really cool if we could take all that and have this community like we have. It's kind of like the nucleus of all of it. So that's a big thing that we're going to be doing. One, obviously still running Salt Strong, but two, helping them out, kind of showing them our blueprint on what's worked to do this on those other ones. And good news is you guys get access to it because you're already, if you're listening to this and you're a member, all members as of the day of closing, and we're talking about what's going to happen to future members, but any insider member at the day of closing is automatically going to get grandfathered into all the Sportsman's Guide stuff. No extra cost. I mean, literally just freebie. So as Luke mentioned, I think it's $59 or $60 right now. That'll probably go up, but not for you, just for other people that go try to buy all this stuff. Because at some point, you'll be able to get an app like Smart Fishing Spots for bass fishing and for hunting and camping and all your waypoints and stuff. So that is the ultimate plan, is essentially enhance what we're doing and continue to grow this and just make it even more awesome, right? Invest more money in customer service. Even though our customer service is great, as we grow and we continue to grow, we got to add more people on there. We want to serve you guys the absolute best possible. We want to make our community faster. We want to make the Smart Fishing Spots app faster and load faster and work offshore or out of network. All the little requests that we get it's just a lot for a small company. They're like, all right, we will come in, we can help bring some developers in and just make all of this stuff better for you. So that's why we were so excited. We started getting some of the, not necessarily tons of negative feedback, but the couple were like, well, what are they talking about? This is such a good deal for members. It is only going to get better. And if it doesn't, we're still in charge. I mean, I'm still the president of the company. There's no one else at Salt Strong above me. Reach out to me personally. I would love to hear from you if there's anything negative. That's my challenge to people. Like, here's my personal email. Here's my cell phone number. If you want to call me the second you see things don't seem the same. Now, does that mean there's not going to be any change? Of course not. Think how much we've changed, Luke, in 10 years. How did this company start? Is it on apparel?
Yeah, it was apparel. Yeah, we changed enough on our own, but we have a good thing going. So we were doing drastic changes for quite a while. If anything,
and there's going to be some changes. We'll talk about that. We have a 5-year plan. We have up to 2030, and there's a lot of changes in there. All good stuff. Like 3 years ago, there was no Smart Fishing Spots. It literally didn't exist. That was a pretty big change. It was $1 million investment. So yes, there are going to be changes like that enhance the community. But in terms of like all of us going away and, taking customer service offshore to India, that is not going to happen. This is a very American owned group, American family. They do not want that to happen. Very patriotic, and of course, as I said, they're insider members. They absolutely love the club and love what we're doing. So you will not see those negative kind of changes a lot of people think about in a traditional merger or an acquisition or a private equity deal where it's just going to flip it in a couple of years. You will not see that. But will you see some changes? Absolutely. But they will be for the better. Like, how cool would it be? Like, I'm looking at a lake out here behind the camera. I do bass fishing. Like, I'd love to have an app like Smart Fishing Spots for bass fishing. Luke, you've been getting to hunting, right? How cool to have an app like that where you can mark all your waypoints and all the stuff you're doing on the hunting and have all the map layers.
Yep, it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Over the next 5 years, we have a written plan, and they obviously read it during the whole due diligence process, and that goes out to 2030. So we had a plan to get us to 2025. And the crazy part is, and I think you guys know where we stand in terms of the spiritual side of things, and believe in a God. And we had this vision 7 years ago that we wrote down, in writing, that we would be able to acquire this theme park, this fishing theme park idea in the year 2025. At the time, we were a really small company. I mean, 7 years ago, we were just getting started. I think we had 2,000 members. It was 2,000 to 3,000 members back then, 7+ years ago when we wrote this. And yet we had this kind of vision from God and prayed over it a lot, and enough to say, let's just write it down. And we did, and it's been up on our site since then. It's now changed to a 2030 vision, but it did say in the year 2025, we would be able to go acquire the property for the theme park. And because of this acquisition, it has not happened yet, but it is certainly now way more plausible to happen. And they know about it. Obviously, we're doing this, public podcast, and they're excited about it. I mean, they love the vision. Like, man, if we can get behind that, let us know. But for right now, hey, let's keep growing Salt Strong. But if you guys can find the right piece of property and it can actually bring people together and we can do some cool stuff, man, let's maybe do it all together. So it's just kind of a dream come true where all that is happening. On the other part, though, of this next 5-year plan, a lot of it did have to do with the stuff I just shared earlier about kind of copying, pasting some of the best things about Salt Strong to get other states, right? Even though we're kind of from Texas to Maryland, I would say is our sweet spot, and even New Jersey now with Skinner's doing some stuff up there. We want to be able to go to the West Coast and go all the states in between, because we have a ton of members that are landlocked. I mean, we have members in all 50 states. Even like us, we're in Winter Haven, Florida. I'm looking at a lake. We have a lot of people that do a lot of bass fishing as well. And so we want to recreate a lot of the cool parts from the app, the education and the content and the coaching, and of course the discounts on all the equipment for bass fishing as well. And I know probably a lot of you listening do some sort of either hunting or camping as well, something in the outdoors. And we want to hit that up also. So it will be, if all things go well, this part I don't know, but what we've discussed so far is that it will be just one price. And, and at some point, if it does get raised, it won't get raised on you, because they're honoring all the promises we made to you, from lifers to VIP members to, hey, your price won't go up as long as you're a member. Obviously, if you quit and come back, that might change. But as long as you remember, that price won't change. And you'll get all of that stuff without any price increase, which is why it's such a crazy deal. I mean, that rarely, if ever, happens, that a company doesn't get sold and immediately they start raising prices. Like they can't. Like, no, we're going to literally honor every single one of those things that you guys said. So, I mean, I'm so pumped that we're doing this with good people. And when you talk to someone, this wasn't something that Luke and I decided to do overnight. I mean, this was a 6-month process, right? I mean, this was you do dating, you get engaged, which would be like a letter of intent. And then you have months of due diligence where we're looking at them and they're looking at us just to make sure it's a good fit. And that's where a lot of deals fall through. And we honestly had one that fell through in due diligence in the past that we thought was right, and just realized, man, this is not the right partner, and pulled out and didn't work. So it was it's, and anyone who's sold a company, you know that it's not something that, it's not like selling a piece of property. We're like, oh, cool, I'll put an offer in and wait the 30 days. And it's just all of a sudden, as long as the funds are there, it shows up. There is so much that goes into it. And it is many, many, many months, many, many hours, many attorneys looking at everything from both sides. And everything just, there's not a single red flag from either party. And the more and more we worked with them and talk with them and our team talked with them, the more and more everyone got excited. So I'm pumped for you guys to see what happens next. Know that Luke and I aren't going anywhere. I mean, we're in our mid 40s. What the heck would we do? It like, we're having too much fun. Like, and Luke and I always said is, if it ever becomes not fun, then we're out. But man, I'm more excited than I ever have been with this, knowing who this partner is and what they have planned for you guys. It is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, because I mean, now we're obviously our internal team staying in place, laser focus on saltwater fishing, and then eventually some more people be added on where we can start expanding the platform to freshwater, even hunting, and obviously camping too. Because the cool thing about that app, even the community, we have that feature where you can take a picture of your catch, and it'll geolocate where exactly where it is. It'll put the pin on the map. And it knows what the weather and everything, and obviously knows the weather and tides going back in history. Like, I think it's like 5 or 10 years. So it's, now people can upload their catches, so just pictures of their fish. It'll automatically put it on the map, and it'll pull in the tides and weather at the time of the picture, which is time to catch. Same thing can be applied for hunting, right? All of your deer, turkey kills, whatever you're getting, assuming you have pictures of them, most people do take pics. You can just simply upload them to the platform, and they'll be put on the map just like for fishing. We're going to add in some analysis eventually for the hunters and freshwater guys. Our saltwater analysis is more on tide cycles, obviously. But it's just with some small tweaks to the current platform, it's going to be a huge benefit to those who are doing more than just saltwater fishing, which is most of us. It's most, obviously the freshwater market's a whole lot bigger than saltwater. But the saltwater focus is still gonna be our primary for the very near future.
Yep. Those are the main points we just wanted to address, and we've heard a ton of different questions, and we'd love your help. And here's how you can help us help you. We have a blog post, regardless if you're listening to this on the iTunes or Google or Stitcher or whatever, or if you're watching on YouTube. If you would go to the actual blog post, that's where I'll make sure I read every single one. And I usually respond to most all those as well, but I 100% always read them. And just leave any other feedback you have on ways we can get better. If there's certain things that you would like to see, whether it be certain species or tackle discounts or equipment discounts. I mean, now with Crissair and Sportsman's Guide, I mean, they're into big things like kayaks and paddleboards, and maybe even getting into some boats and, electronics. I mean, that's stuff that we've just never been able to carry before. And even on the hunting side, I mean, they got legit full, hunting blinds and deer stands, and they got some pretty big stuff they're shipping out in crates. And so it's just a next level from what we were doing, which was, mostly shipping out small boxes and poly bags with, a bunch of solid plastics in them. So there is kind of sky's the limit on that. If there's certain products that you guys really, really want us to go get and or recreate and put discounts on, we'll still be doing this discount program. It's a big part of what they're doing. And that was another thing that we liked about them is they immediately understood, one, they're members and they were in there. So they immediately understood what the business was, that, hey, it's a club and the members get benefits. And one of the big benefits is discounts on tackle. Because I'll be honest, we also talked to some big retailers out there, and they don't get that. They're like, why would you give discounts on products? Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, we want to charge full price. And I get that. That's their business model. But ours is fully aligned with Sportsman Guide and Crissair and what they're doing. And so they just got it. So they want to know from you guys, all right, what other products can we provide for you? What other benefits that you guys want to see? And sky's the limit. Obviously, we're not going to do every one that it gets brought up, but the more we hear something over and over, you're like, all right, man, the people want this, and I think we could do it. So let us know. Put a comment in there. It will go right to me. It goes right into my inbox every time you guys leave a comment. So I do read every single one, and we'd love your feedback. That one post that we did just making the first announcement. I mean, it has like 460 comments, and you could see I've read replied to everyone as well now. So I love that feedback. Love hearing how we can help, and that's just our promise. Luke and I aren't going away. Like I said, we signed a very long-term agreement that we will be here and excited to be here, and so we want to see this thing continue to not just to grow, but to really, really flourish and keep changing lives. I mean, we get some pretty cool testimonials, guys. So thank you. Most of them happen over in the private community of, I mean, literally new friendships and lives that are changed, memories that are made that are probably going to be there forever with kids and grandkids and spouses. So we want to just keep doing more and more of that. And if there's anything we could do to help you or serve you or help make your life better in our club, let us know. And don't give up. Like some of these people that as soon as they heard any announcement, they didn't even watch the video. Like, oh, I'm out. Oh, it's bad. And I can't imagine people are that evil where they are mad that Luke and I, had an exit. Like I hope not. But if that's the case, let me know too, and I'll say a prayer for you. That's just very bizarre. But whatever it is, and if there's something we can improve on, let us know. The best place is at comment or shoot me an email, Joe@saltstrong.com, and Luke at saltstrong.com is his, Luke, and just JOE at saltstrong.com. We have a very open door policy, and we're running a club with thousands of members, and we want it to grow. We want it to succeed. Luke and I bleed Salt Strong. Like we both have Luke's, I guess I got a Fish Strong hat on. I mean, it's part of our identity, and we made sure when we found this partner that this would not go away. So many, many good things to come. To reiterate, no changes to leadership, to customer service, to our teammates, to our offerings. You just get, if you're a member, a Salt Strong member, you get free membership in Sportsman's Guide. A lot more benefits coming to start covering other things like freshwater fishing, etc. Will there be changes? Yes. We already had changes planned with or without them, but they will be good changes, just like us. We didn't have tackle discounts 5 years ago. We didn't have smart fishing spots 3 years ago. Those are all really, really big changes. So there will be very positive changes coming. So,
yeah, and I'll just say too, if you see or experience any change that you don't like, or if you have ideas for improvement, please reach out. Don't hesitate. We've grown this through the grassroots of just listening to members, and a lot of the best changes have come from member ideas. So please do not hesitate to reach out. We have, as Joe mentioned, a full open door, open inbox policy. So just joe@saltstrong.com or luke@saltstrong.com. We welcome any and all feedback. So whether you have something on your mind right now or if something comes up later, do not hesitate to reach out, because we always love to hear from you. And in many cases, we'll take the guidance and start taking action quickly.
Yep. Just don't call me Pippi Joe Longstocking or Ellen with my hair. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, we are out. We appreciate you big time. And if you're not a member, go sign up now, saltstrong.com. A lot of big things coming. And make sure to be in the community. We're still doing all kinds of giveaways and some really cool stuff inside the community. And now with that catch log Luke kind of touched on earlier, man, it is an absolute no-brainer. It gives you so much data and intel that's private to you only, to see all of your catches, to see exactly where you're catching fish, when you're catching fish. It's like a predictive analysis tool. It's really cool.
Yeah, and then just on that too, you upload a picture, it recognizes the species also. I forgot that. So it'll plot on the map, and you can actually say, okay, you can tell the system, where have I caught redfish in the month of September on an outgoing tide? And it'll filter only down to those reports. It's pretty sick.
Pretty dope.
Still in development phase, but that's good. That's a big focus in the near future. But going to be big. Lots of good changes on the way.
Yep. All right. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.
See ya.
Want more fishing tips, shortcuts, and tools so you can catch more fish per trip? Then head over to saltstrong.com now and join the movement. Tight lines, and thanks for listening.